And then bring your hands to your heart center, your chest upwards. As you inhale and as you exhale, bring your outer shoulders back. Move your shoulder blades down and into your back body. Circularize the armpit chest. So the back of the armpit moves down, and then you bring that back armpit towards the front armpit, and the front of your armpit lifts, and the collarbones broaden. So there's a sense of spaciousness inside your chest. And then welcome your heart, your head into that space in your heart. Welcome that mental energy. The mind is usually somewhere in the future or somewhere in the past. And yoga says, come here to this golden present moment. Come home by bringing the head into the heart, quieting down the consciousness. This is the whole goal of our yoga practice, to quiet the consciousness so that we can see more clearly our true selves. And as you get settled into your heart space, the mind a little bit quieter, please join me for the chant to Patanjali. Oh, 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 Yogena chitasya padena vacham malam sharirasya chavai chakena yopa karutam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram Shankha Chakra Sitarinam Sahasra Shesham Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Hari Om. Lift your chest upwards, bow your head downwards. Give yourself this time on your Sunday morning to help yourself with this practice. It's a gift to all of us. Release your hands down to your thighs with your palms up. Raise your head and gradually open your eyes. Okay, and then stretch out your legs. And then just make your way into downward facing dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can do that one, right, Rajiv? Can you do downward dog? Okay, great. Yeah, so downward dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Those of you at home can do that as well. I think there's someone unmuted, so I'll mute everybody. Hi, Katie. Mute all. Go. Use this first downward dog just to check in with yourself, get more clear what you're working with today physically. Notice your breath, notice your mind, your mood. And then, Kimberly, to be more clear, the Richaka is the exhalation. Yeah, the Kumbhaka is when you hold the breath at either the bottom or of the inhalation or the exhalation, and the Paraka is the inhalation. So there's names for everything in yoga. Whenever you're ready, come down into child's pose. Okay, and then come on up. Sometimes it's nice just to do the first couple of poses on your own without getting instruction, isn't it? Sometimes it's nice to just kind of feel, all of you know the pose. So you can give yourself instructions, but sometimes that's a nice way to work. So I want you to get one of these long belts. So they're in this canvas bag here, the longer belts. Yeah, you can put away the shorter belts if you have one for now. And you might need a blanket for your head. And those of you at home, if you don't have a long belt, a longer belt, usually 8 feet usually works. You know, these Puna belts, the ones that we have here, the beige canvas ones are 6 feet. So usually the ones you buy are longer. And then I want everyone to make a loop in the belt, you know, about that big. So about maybe like 6 to 8 inches, depending. It's just going to be for your foot, for your big toes and your little toe mounds. Yeah. That's it. Hi, Kathy. Okay, and then you can have a um, blanket as needed for the head, and I'll just show what we're going to do. So you'll need to have room, so everyone just kind of pull forward, just pull way forwards, so you can have lots of room, and then once you have a good space, come and watch. Excuse me, love. Come and watch. So some of you, I think, have done this before. So we're going to do Supta Padangustasana 1 and Supta Padangustasana 2, right? With the belt. So some of you might need some support for the hip. I'm not going to instruct that today, but if you know that you need support for the hips, make sure to take the support your body needs today. So I just come, we'll do, Tadasana on the back. And then from Tadasana, I belt this foot. And then look how I have my hands. It's just right in the webbing between my thumb and my index finger. And I just bring, so this is like Urdhva Hastasana. And you just come to that first stage. So the first stage is just basically when the foot is right above the hip. And we'll be there for a while. And then we walk the hands up a little bit. It depends on your flexibility here in this pose. And then keeping this leg down, don't let it bend upwards. You start to pump. You start to pump like an oil rig or something, right? And you just pump like this. And that's how you get a little bit deeper into the pose. And then to go out to the Parsva to the side, watch how I bring this behind my neck. I bring it behind my neck and I hold with one hand, I hold with the other hand, and you just take it out to the side. That's where you can take that support outside the hip. And then again, you walk your hand closer in and you can, again, do that pumping. And it's just the belt kind of rubs behind the neck there. And then to go to the other side, you just take the belt off. It's just the normal way we might do that. And you come across to this side. Okay, so let's try that. So get ready. Just come into Tadasana on your back. Organize your buttocks flesh and your ribs and the back of your neck. I don't think you'll have enough room, Annalisa. You have to pull your mat much further forward because you're going to need to raise your arms up. Yes, you're going to need to just do a test. Yeah, you can also turn around like Kimberly's doing there. Yeah, you can do that also. Either way works. Okay, so once you're in Tadasana, belt the right foot and take the leg up and then, yeah, right around the big toe mound and the little toe mound, and then hold onto that belt in between the webbing and lift your arms all the way up over your head towards the floor. Yes, lift your arms up. So one hand is like right on top of the other hand. Make sure not to make fists. So bring the belt all the way up over your head to the floor, to the as close to the floor as you can. So your right foot is right above the hip and the arms are straight. Now, if those of you at home, if this doesn't work for anybody, you can do it the normal way we might do it with holding with two hands, that usual way that we do. So just focus on your left leg, make it longer, and iron that left leg down into the floor. Bring your hands as close to the floor as you can. We're not at that pumping stage. That's the second stage. So once you have that left leg down, just press your right thigh back. Annalisa, you could move your leg a little bit closer to the rope wall, the right foot, and then move your hands lower. There you go. Now you're at 90 degrees. Keep your trunk even. Notice your abdomen also as you inhale, right? The Richaka is the inhalation. Just notice as you exhale, the Paraka, you have that feeling of the abdomen emptying. It kind of draws back. And then walk your hands up a little bit, up the belt. And then coordinate now with that breath. Inhale. As you exhale, pull down. Pull down. That's it. Pull down. And then do that back and forth a few times. Back and forth a few times. That's it. Just go nice and slow. Coordinate it with Richaka, with that exhalation. Coordinate it. Try not to make fists there, Gabriel. Hold like your palms are open. Yeah, having your hands in fists has a different feeling than hands spread. That's it. And then once you've pumped, like maybe 5 times, then hold the leg further than where you normally go, but keep pressing that leg back. Yes, you feel that, Adele? Yes, keep the left leg down. It wants to come up, doesn't it? Bring your hands as close to the floor as you can. Notice if you're making a face. Oh, you're not? Okay, you can do it the regular way. That's fine. Good. Okay, now bring the belt from the right side of your neck to the left side. Bring it behind your neck. Lift up your head, and then, yeah, you might have to bring that longer belt further over to the left. And hold on to the belt with the right hand. Hold on to the belt with your left hand. So both hands are holding the belt, both hands. And then inhale, as you exhale, just take that right leg over to the side. It's fine to bring your elbow down. So you want to hold with the right hand and then hold the other side of the belt with that left hand. Yeah, because it's like a pulley, right? Behind the neck. That's it. Make sure that you have any support that you need. Try not to let your pelvis tip. So don't bring your legs so far out. Maybe bring your elbow down to the floor. Yeah, bring the elbow down to the floor like it's a break. Yeah, good. Again, just kind of see how it feels. It's again like at that 90 degrees or that right angle shape. Good. And then inhale through the paraka. As you exhale, start to pump. So now you keep the leg out to the side. You have to walk your left hand a little bit closer to your head on the belt, right? And then that gives you the ability to pump. And you pump from, yeah, that's it. And as you pump, the leg goes up towards the head, doesn't it? Up towards the shoulders. Don't try not to be aggressive, just not, and only coordinate it with your breath. So your movements are as long as your breath. Yeah. And then once you've pumped about 5 times, keep the leg maybe a little bit further than where you might normally go just on your own. Yes. And you can also move your left leg to the left. You can move your left leg to the left side of the mat. Maybe to about here. Yeah, that's better right there. Try that. Yes. Keep inhaling, lifting. So as you exhale, Reach out through your legs. Yes. Good. And then come back to the center. Now you can take the belt out from behind your neck and you just hold the belt with your left hand anywhere on that belt. Keep your right leg up and then you bring that right leg across. Just hold with your left hand now and you bring it across to this side. So I think that's your right hand. Hold with your left hand. There you go. That's it. Good. Keep your left toes upwards. Don't let your left leg change. Feel that exhalation, the richaka, feel the inhalation, the paraka. And then as you exhale, see if you can move your right hip down a little bit away from the right shoulder. And maybe the right foot can come up a little bit. Yes. Keep reaching into that belt with that right big toe mound. Ah, that's it. Like you're reaching the foot across the room. And then release that and come back to the center. Very good. Okay, let's do the other side. So come back to Tadasana on your back and then belt the left foot on that in that loop. The loop isn't too big. It's like 6 to 8 inches wide. And then hold on to the belt in that webbing in between the thumb and the index finger. And then lift your arms all the way up over the head. Slide your hands on that belt until you're in that 90-degree angle. And just focus on the right leg. Can you extend from your right inner groin to that right inner foot? Bring your arms as close to the floor as the shoulders allow. And if this doesn't work for anybody's shoulders, for sure, go back to the normal way, just holding the belt with your hands apart. Keep that right thigh down. Keep the left thigh pressing back. Lift the belt with that left big toe. Become aware of the breath. Feel that exhalation, the abdomen empties. Feel the inhalation. And then after your next exhalation, walk your hands a little bit higher up the belt. And then start that pumping. Inhale. And then with the exhalations, you pump the belt over. One hand is right on top of the other hand. Only pump as much as you can. Keep integrity, meaning that your bottom leg doesn't bend upwards and your up leg doesn't bend inwards. And then once you've pumped about 5 times, hold the leg a little bit past where you normally might go. And see if your face is holding any tension that you can release. If your jaw is holding any tension. Notice if you're holding the breath. That's our just basic rule. Don't hold your breath in any pose. Yes. Feel the exhalation, feel the inhalation. Good. Now bring the belt from the left to the right side of your neck, behind your neck. Hold onto one side of the belt with the right hand. Those of you with the longer belts, you have to kind of pull the belt further over. And then hold the belt with your left hand. Inhale. As you exhale, take your left leg over to the side. Have that support as needed. And just bring your left elbow down. Just bring that left elbow down. Check to see that your pelvis isn't tipping. Good. And just kind of feel how it feels. So just at that observational stage. See if there's a lot of tightness in that left inner leg. Make sure that both sides of your trunk stay even. Sometimes, we shorten the left side of the torso when we take the leg out to the side. And then just walk your right hand a little bit closer to your neck on the belt. And then inhale, again, with the exhalation, start to pull the belt to the right and pump the left leg and left foot upwards. Only go as fast as your breath. So each exhalation, the movement is on the exhalation. That's it, nice and slow. And then once you've done that about 5 times, see if you can hold the leg up a little bit past where you normally might go without the support of that longer belt. And then maybe move your right leg more to the right side of your mat. And then just inhale into your chest. And as you exhale, spread, reach the legs away from your hips. So there's an opening. How does it feel, Annalisa? Is it okay? Good. Keep both sides of the trunk even. Keep the face relaxed. Good. And then come back to the center with both legs. Take the belt from behind your neck. Hold the belt with just the right hand. Anywhere is fine. Inhale. And then exhale. Take that left leg over. Take that left leg over. Yeah. Keep rolling that inner right thigh down. So nothing really changes with that right leg. It's stable. And then feel again the exhalation. Feel the inhalation. And as you exhale, maybe you can move that left hip down a little bit, away from the left shoulder. And maybe you can even pull that left foot upwards. Good. Okay, and then come back to the center and release that leg. That's it. Good. Good. Okay, now roll to the side and come and watch. So now we're going to practice parivrita. So there's parivrita. Does anyone know what that means? Parivrita? To revolve, to twist, to turn, right? Parivrita. And Vrita is also from that second sutra, right? So yogas chitta vritti nirodha. So vritti is the turnings of the mind. So the turning of the body, the turning of the mind are your thoughts. So look what I have here. So I just have my right foot belted again, but now I'm holding onto that loop with my left hand. Now that might be too small for some of you, so just be aware of that. And then watch what I do. I just bend one leg and I shift my hips a little bit towards the up leg. And then I just extend and I start to come down again. I bring this elbow down. So this is in a straight line, my left shoulder. Some of you were here when we practice Anantasana. So that's it. Your left side of your body's in an Anantasana. And then I'm just rolling this way, getting this right shoulder down. This hip, it wants to go here. So I have to keep moving that hip down. So there's the maximum space in my waist. Get ready. Let's try that. Parivrita. So be in Tadasana on your back. Belt your right foot. Hold the belt with your left hand. If you can hold on to the loop, that would be great. If you can't, you can make the loop bigger because it has a different feeling holding onto a loop than making a fist, doesn't it? Has a different feeling. Yeah, make sure you have room on that left-hand side and then just bend your left leg like Chatushpadasana. Shift your hips towards the right. Lift up your hips and shift your hips. That's it. And then re-extend that left leg and roll onto the little toe of your left foot. Roll onto your left knee, onto your left hip. That's it. And then, yeah, hold with your left hand. Hold with that left hand. There you go. And bring that right leg down. Yeah, good. So make sure that your right hip is right on top of your left hip. So really roll onto the outer left foot. See what happens if you hold with your left hand. Yeah, that's it. And then you get this. Yeah, there you go. Is that okay? Good. So once you have your bottom leg straight, we kind of forget about that bottom leg, don't we? So activate it. Yeah, if you know that pose, Anantasana, make your bottom leg like Anantasana. That's it. Now inhale, lift. Get a nice, good paraka, right? And then as you exhale, roll your abdomen from the left to the right and bring your foot only as low as your hip. Yeah, so it doesn't come all the way to the floor. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good. Straighten the leg. Even if you can't bring your right foot all the way up toward the hip, that's okay. Yes, roll that abdomen from the left to the right. And then see, is my right hip kind of coming up? Don't let the right hip come up. Yeah, be careful not to go too low. Yeah, that's it. With that, especially with what you've had. Yeah, that's it right there. Good. Okay, excellent. And then come back to the center and release. And you can see this might not feel that great, Kimberly. So be careful. You can just do the one that we brought the leg across without going into the full parivrita. Yeah. So do you know if the surgery was on the outer hips or the inner hips or the back? Yeah, okay, yeah. So it makes a little difference, those. Okay, so now once you have the belt on your left foot, hold the belt with your right hand, hold the loop if you can, bend your right leg, shift your hips to the left. Again, connect the movement with your breath. Inhale. As you exhale, re-straighten that right leg, roll to the little toe side of your right foot, roll onto your outer right knee, and bring your right elbow down to the floor. Only bring your left foot as high as the hip. Don't bring it any lower if you have that mobility to bring it to the floor. Make sure that your right elbow is down. So your right little toe is on the floor, Rajiv. Get that right little toe on the floor. That's it. And your left hip is right above your right hip. Yeah, so you're kind of stacked there. And now connect with your breath because you have to get some space, don't you? Inhale, lift. As you exhale, now turn the abdomen from the right side to the left side. It's almost like you could get your left waist all the way to the floor, but of course it's not going to come to the floor. But that's the action. And then just see if your left hip is kind of riding up. Can you move that left hip down to create more space on that left waist? Does that feel okay, Adele? Make sure your face is soft, that you're not collecting unnecessary tension in the face. Yeah, that's it. And then come back to the center and release, release that leg. Good. That's it. Just take Baddha Konasana for a moment. So bring the bottoms of your feet together. Let your knees spread. That's it. If anyone needs the support outside the hips, make sure to take that. Raise your arms up alongside your ears without, just have your arms extended, but now the palms are upwards. Keep lengthening the lower back, lifting the rib cage up, pressing your heels into each other, spreading those inner thighs, softening the abdomen. That's it. Good. Now bring your arms back alongside your body. And then just bring your feet flat about hip distance apart or shoulder distance apart. And then just cross your right ankle over your left thigh and flex your right foot. And then when you do that, just notice if your left hip shifted to the left. Don't let it. Don't let your left hip shift. Yeah, even if the right knee comes higher up towards the shoulders than your mind likes, right? Your mind wants to think I'm more open in the hips than maybe you actually are. So just notice that. So keep your left hip in, and then bring your right hand onto your outer right hip region, that outer right hip. So your thumb is kind of coming in towards the navel, really close to the hip, really close to the hip there. Put your hand there, and you're turning that leg out. Okay, and then release that, go to the other side, bring your right foot down, cross the left ankle over. Make sure that your right hip didn't go out to the side. Yes, yes, keep that right hip in. And then bring your left hand onto that outer left hip region. Yeah, that's it. And turn your leg out. Turn the leg out from the hip. Let the knee movement, whatever knee movement there is, don't let it come from the knee, let it come from the hip. Okay, so roll to the side. Just come and look for a moment because I want everyone to be super clear. What I'm asking you to do is come here. So the first thing that happens is this shifts. This has to stay in. And then I'm asking you to bring your hand right here. This leg has to turn out. The leg has to turn out. So that's where we do all those standing poses, right? Utthita Trikonasana, Virabhadrasana 2, Utthita Parsvakonasana. That we teach that to get that leg to turn out. So you can start to come here, okay? And then what we're going to do is, without changing any of that, this doesn't change, you interlace your fingers on the back of the thigh, okay? So get ready. Really get that understanding of where am I turning my hip from? Get it from the root of the hip. Okay, so be on your back and then cross, keep your left hip in. Don't let it turn out as you cross that right ankle over. Yes. And then you bring that right hand into that outer hip region. Keep the left hip in. And then move that outer right hip, turn it out, turn the leg out. This doesn't work. You can take any restorative pose. Supta Baddha Konasana with the pose. It's good? Okay, good. So turn that leg out. Yes. And then maintain that as you lift up your left thigh and interlace your fingers on the back of your left thigh. Yes, lift up. And if you need a belt, you can always take a belt. Yeah, so keep turning that leg out. Turn without your hand there. Yeah, just if you bring your right arm in between your legs. Yeah, there you go. Keep turning that right leg out so your hips don't come off the floor. Your lower back stays on the floor. Keep your right foot flexed. That's it. Good. And then let's release, and we'll do that on the other side. So cross the left ankle over. Bring your left hand not near the knee. It's way down near the hip. You have to turn. Yeah, turn that leg out from the root of the thigh. Yeah, like that, Annalisa. That's it. Turn that leg out. Keep the foot flexed. Don't let your right hip go out to the side. Keep this right hip in. You're kind of tipping over. There, now you got that, and turn from there. There you go. Now maintain that and hold on to the back of that right thigh. Hold on to the back of the thigh. Yes. Otherwise, stay in that first position and keep turning the leg out. Now, you don't have your hand. Yeah, that's fine, Marie. You can put your right foot against the wall. That's fine. Put the sole of your foot against the wall and turn it out from there. So turn that leg out. Keep your head down, and as the leg turns out, there's a lengthening of that left inner thigh towards the knee, but the knee moves further away from the shoulder from the movement of the hip. See if you can get that understanding. And then go ahead and release that. Very good. Now, watch. Some of you can start to go for the next stage. So some of you are going to be repeating this, but now watch what I do. I hold on with my hand to the little toe side of the foot. I don't want to grab here. This is too aggressive. I want to hold from the little toe side of the foot. I'm turning this leg out, and I bring the foot towards the top of the thigh. So both of my legs are doing this, and now this knee just starts to go back, and I'm still holding that foot. So some of you can go to that. If you have a knee sensitivity, I want you to repeat the first one. Even a hip sensitivity, you might want to repeat the first one. And then once you have this, some of you can just extend your leg. You can extend the leg. So that's called Padmasana. Ardha, half, Padmasana. Okay, get ready. Let's try that. Be on your back. So cross that right ankle over. That's it. And then some of you stay here. Keep the left hip in, all of those things that we did. Turn the leg out from the hip. Others of you, reach up with that right foot to the little toe side of the foot. Inhale. And then as you exhale, slide the foot closer to the hip. Yes, that's it. And some of you might be surprised, right? If you have stiff hamstrings, you might not have stiff hips, right, Gabriel? Yeah, you might see that it comes. And then start to lengthen that right from the turning out of the right hip, lengthen that right knee towards the floor, and then maybe extend your leg, maybe extend that left leg. Keep holding on to the little toe side of the foot. Yes, that's it. Yes, and keep opening up that right inner thigh. Nice, there you go, and lift the abdomen up. Yes, how does that feel? Is it okay? This is called the roadway to Padmasana. You have to do all of this to get to a healthy Padmasana. Yes. Okay. And then bend that left leg, and we'll do the other side. So bring your right foot down and then bring your left ankle across. Just start in that first stage. And of course, some of you are staying there. Turn the top of that left leg out. Otherwise, some of you can reach up to the little toe side of that left foot. Inhale, and then slide the foot down. Yes. Slide the foot down towards the groin. And keep turning that leg out. Let the knee get closer to the floor from the movement of the hip. And then some of you can extend the leg. Yes, and as you hold onto that foot, hold from the little toe side. Yeah, keep turning like the bottom of your foot upwards towards the ceiling. Yes, upwards towards the ceiling. There you go. Keep lifting the abdomen. Notice how the abdomen is affected by the pose. Right, exactly. And then slowly bend that straight leg and release that. That's it. Good. Now, if that felt good for some of you, I want you to do that again with your right leg. Do that again. Let me just demonstrate this, so just in case. So I'll do my other side. Notice how, look what I'm doing here. So instead of pulling on here, I'm bringing my hand here and I'm turning this leg out. So again, it's that same feeling. And then I just bring it straight. So some of you can bring it straight. Instead of skipping this stage, you can just bypass that, turn this leg out, and you bring this foot in. And then some of you can just bring this other foot under, and that's Ardha Padmasana. Others of you are going to be doing cross legs. So you'll just do cross legs. And then we're all going to lift the arms. Get ready. Let's do that. Okay, so be on your back, lengthen your buttocks flesh, lift up your head. We'll do the right leg. So some of you go through the first stage again. Others of you just bring your right hand into that inner right knee, turn your leg out, and then with your left hand, hold onto the little toe side of the foot, not from above. That's really important. You bring the foot all the way down. Some of you can bring the left foot under the right thigh and be in Ardha Padmasana. Ardha Padmasana. Otherwise, you can just cross your shin bones and be in Svastikasana. Just cross your shin bones. Just bring the right foot under and the left foot under. Just go to, yeah, if you want to work with the straight leg, that's okay. And then lift up your arms. Lift up your arms. So turn your legs out. You have that feeling of turning the legs out. See how much tightness there is on that right inner groin. Can you sense that? Yes. Keep reaching your arms back, palms upwards, buttocks flesh long, and then bring your arms back. Bring your legs up to release. Bring your legs up and then release. Come back to that first stage. In fact, everybody just lift your legs up, straight up into the air. Hold on to the sides of the sticky mat and open up the backs of the knees. Whenever you start to work with like bent-legged poses, then you have to come to a straight-legged poses to give your knee release. Good. Okay, and then let's do the second side. So bring your feet flat. And then some of you can go through those initial stages. Others of you bring your left hand into that left inner knee, turn your leg out, hold on to the little toe side of the foot like that, Jen. And then maybe bring that left foot all the way up to the top of your thigh, which is near the hip. And then some of you just slip your right leg under and be in Ardha Padmasana. Others of you can just stretch out the right leg if that felt really good. You can do that again, or you can come to Svastikasana. Svastikasana, just simple cross legs. That's it. Just notice that stiffness on that left inner groin. Does anyone feel that? And then turn the tops of your legs out so that the knees reach away from your chest. Keep your lower back long and then raise your arms up. Raise your arms up. Yeah, so you have to have a lot of patience to start to cultivate Padmasana in a healthy way. Because if you force it, it's not hard to damage the knees. It's kind of a sensitive joint. That joint does not like to turn. It likes to go flex and extend. It doesn't like to turn so much. And then to come up out of it, bring your arms back, bring your knees up, and release. And just extend your legs up again. Extend those legs up. So Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. You can hold the mat. Open up the backs of the knees as wide as you can. Yes, that's it. Okay, and then come down, roll to the side, and take another downward facing dog pose and see how this one is coming now. So make sure you're consciously place your hands either straight, the classic position, or slightly turned out. Bring your feet as wide as the hands or wider if you need to. Gabriel, try it with some low blocks under your hands as wide as the mat. Just try it like that. Just make sure the blocks are not going to slip and that you have matching blocks. And then as you press down through the hands, make sure your arms are straight. So firm the elbows. The biceps press out. The triceps press in. Straighten your legs fully. Spread the toes. That's it. Firm the knees and press the thighs back. Pull your hips away from your shoulders. And then see now if you can coordinate some breath work, right? So as you inhale, pull up through your legs, pull up. And as you exhale, go back. Move your hips back, move your thighs back, exhale back. And then see if you can inhale from your hands up to the hips. Have that paraka on the inhalation from all the way up, hands to the hips, and then exhale, go back. And as you go back, what happens to the abdomen? Doesn't it kind of just gently lift up? Just notice that. Similar to what we did on the back, isn't it? Straighten the arms, straighten the legs. That's it. And then come into Uttanasana, walk your feet forwards, take your feet as wide as your mat, and come to concave back. Some of you might need to go to a wall, just put your hands up on a wall. So have your hands on, under the shoulders and look forwards from your breastbone so that your shoulder blades move into the back. Yes, that's it. Move those shoulder blades into the back. There you go. And then take your hands wide out to the sides and release your trunk and your head down. Those of you who need to go forwards to keep your front spine long, just walk your hands forward. Walk your hands forward, Geraldine. That's it. And let your head come in between the arms. Everybody lean into the fingertips so that your hips are right over the ankles. Spread the toes and keep reaching the big toes forwards as you open up the backs of those knees. Ah, that's it, Annalisa. And as the big toes go forwards, take those inner thighs back. And then some of you can bring your hands flat to the floor. Bring your palms flat to the floor. You could also use blocks under your hands because it has a different bhavana, doesn't it? A different feeling. And then see if you can connect now the breath. As you inhale, draw up through your legs, all the way up. And as you exhale, flow down, flow down. If your hands are forward, just pull back again from the hands to the hips. And then do that again. Inhale, up through your legs. As you exhale, feel how your abdomen empties. And that gives you more room to go down, doesn't it? Have your hands wider than your feet. That's it. Now come back to concave back. Look upwards, look up, chest up. Bring your hands onto the hips. Reach the chest forwards, and up you come. Stand in Tadasana. That's it. Your feet can be together or hip distance apart. Settle back, roll those shoulders back. It's interesting to connect the breath more with the movements, isn't it? So just kind of notice how every pose affects your breath in a different way because the shape of your body is different. But then also notice how your breath can also affect your pose. It can actually improve your poses. Okay, so we're going to do Prasarita Padottanasana. So turn towards the exit and then bring your heels here. Have any props that you need for your hands or for your head. So Prasarita Padottanasana. Stand at the back edge of your mat. Bring your hands to your chest. Spread your arms out to the sides, all the way out under the fingertips. Have the outer edges of your feet parallel with the sides of the short edges of your mat. Bring your hands to the hips and pause there. Straighten your legs. Lift the front of your pelvis up. Lift your abdomen up. Roll your shoulders back. Circularize that armpit chest. And from your chest, look upwards. Lift, look up. Yes, and move your hips a little bit forward. Hips forward. And then come halfway down. Halfway down, look forwards. Elbows parallel, and then bring your hands down to the floor and concave your back. So press your feet down equally, press your hands down. You can be on fingertips or palms can be flat. Lift your chest. So take your feet really wide there, Karen, Prasarita Padottanasana. Yes, pull the breastbone forwards, shoulder blades in. There you go. And then some of you will need to walk your hands forward. You know, if you need to keep your front spine long, if you have a lot of stiffness. Others of you, bend your elbows. Inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands back. Bring your hands in line with the mat if possible, or maybe a little bit forwards. You can also take your hands wider if that feels better. And then release your head down. And if it doesn't come down, you can try taking your feet a little bit wider. Otherwise, you can put something under the head. Even if your hands are forward, try to support the head. Get you a chair there. So spread your toes. That's it. Keep those big toes forwards, the inner thighs back, outer hips in. Yeah, that's it. Rest your head there. Yeah, that's fine, Rajiv. That looks great. How does that feel? Is that okay? Yeah, that's great. And then connect with the breath. As you inhale, draw up through your legs. As you exhale, flow down and really rest your head, the crown of your head. As you inhale, lift your shoulders. Lift your shoulders up away from the ears. As you exhale, cascade the sides of your waist downwards. Yeah, you can go lower, Janie. You can go lower down. Yeah, there you go. So put your arms on this and see how that feels. Just rest your head there. Hold on to the chair legs. There you go. Does that feel okay, Gabriel? Good. Okay, now you can stay a little bit longer. Come back to concave back. Come up, hands under the shoulders. Look upwards. Bring your feet closer together. Bring your hands onto the hips. Reach the chest forwards and come on up. Okay, now those of you who come back to Tadasana, and then those of you who practice head balance, get ready for headstand. If anyone wants to hang on the ropes today, today's a great day to hang. There's only 2 harnesses, but I have other stuff. I can show you how to hang with the classic, rope setup also. So otherwise, if you're not doing headstand, I want you to get a bolster, 2 blankets. Get a bolster and 2 blankets if you're not doing headstand, Shirsasana. Make sure to move any blocks to the side. Yes, so just get a bolster. Okay, get a bolster and 2 blankets. Sure, I'll show you. Get a harness, or I can show you another way. You want to do it the other way? Okay, good. Let me just show who's not going to do it. Yeah, if you're not going to do headstand today, watch Geraldine. So, and then I can show you those on the ropes. So watch. So she just sit in front, sit in front of that bolster, maybe like 4 or 5 inches. And then she has a blanket for the head. Have a blanket for your head and just bring the bottoms of your feet together. And then she opens up a blanket this way and she makes it into a roll. And if you need extra support, outside your hips, take that extra support like that. Does that feel okay? Do you need the extra support? Are you okay? Okay, so she's going to have some blocks here as well. That's it. Yeah, and make sure the blanket is high enough that your head is slanting down. Yeah, that's what it looks like, okay? And then those of you, so if you're not doing headstand, you're doing this pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Those of you doing head balance, do you know how to do that, Kimberly? Okay, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so who wants to try it? You want to try it? So watch what I do. I just take this bottom rope. So look what I do. And then I make it into, I just bring the knot through and it forms that, right? And then I just tie a regular knot here. You just tie a regular knot here and you have that. So this is how they do it in India because they don't have these fancy harnesses that I got. And then you put, you might need more, it's a cultivated taste. You might need more blankets here, but the blankets come here. So if you're doing this, just make sure that I look at it first. So if you know how to do that, Kimberly, that's fine. Maybe, yeah. So watch what I do. This has to stay right at the top of the buttocks. And then I just walk up and then I just bring my legs. I keep my legs behind the ropes and I come down and you'll feel a lot of, sensation here. So you could also have another blanket on the front if this is too much for you. And then the arms can be like this. The arms can be like this. Okay, to come up, watch what I do. I hold and then I press. Try to get your feet onto this molding. Let the blood go back into the legs, and then you start to come down. And you rest your head here like this. So another way to work is like you could have a blanket or even a sticky mat wrapped around you this way. Yeah, you can do that. A blanket, even a sticky mat works. But you can try it. Okay, so get ready, try it. And let me see that. Otherwise, you're in Supta Baddha Konasana. Just one, let me show you. So this comes on this one, it goes through, and then you make that, so that's secure. And then this one is just just like a regular knot that you might tie, like at a boat dock or something. And then get your blankets. Good. Otherwise, be up in headstand. Those of you in Baddha Konasana, make sure the blanket is supporting your head and your neck, and you can take any arm position. So it goes, open it up one more time. Open it up this way. One more time, like a big rectangle. But turn that to the side. You have the right height. And then you just make it into a roll. You make it into a roll. And it goes around the bottoms of the feet. So the feet are in Baddha Konasana. You have them in Svastikasana. Okay. So let's see here. I'm sure I did this one. This one, I just put this through. Got that one first through.
No, we did. Yes. Yeah. And then
This goes through. Yeah, that's it. But you need this knot. You need the knot on this side. Yeah, see, you need the knot. That's what I was trying to get.
the same way.
Pull it under here.
Yeah. Okay.
And it becomes, now it forms that. Well, that's okay. We'll fix it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's perfect right there. And then you keep it right there. Bring your feet up to there. Keep your knees behind. Keep your knees behind these ropes. Feet together, but knees behind the ropes. Walk your feet higher. Walk your feet higher up. And then bring your feet together. Baddha Konasanize the legs. And then slowly release down. Let your arms just hang down. Does that feel okay? That's it. It's a lot of sensation here, isn't it? Yeah. Aren't you glad we did those hip openings before? Yeah, that's it. Good. Did you get it, Kim? Yeah, that's too low. That's too low. So right at the top of your buttocks. Now walk up. Walk up. Yeah, exactly. Yes, no, keep your knees behind the ropes. Keep your knees behind. There you go. That's the way. That's called titiksha. That means it's a persistence. You need that on your way. Titiksha, don't we? At least I do. Okay, if you're still in headstand, if it's feeling good, stay. Otherwise, you can always come down at any time. That looks good, Natalie. That looks good, Chris. That looks good, Karen. Yes, good. Yes, nice, Tina. Nice, Kathy. How you doing, Annalise? Is it okay? Can you stretch your arms out with your palms up and just kind of hang just this way on the floor? Yeah, because you want to get the traction. Can you feel the traction? Relax your neck. It's super good. So if you haven't learned to hang, at least have a habit that you could do it if you wanted to. How does it feel, Kimberly? Is it okay? And you haven't done it? It looks really good. It looks really good. Yes. Push your feet out, that's it, and then go back up. Good. I should have taken a picture. Oh, well. It's hard to do everything, right, Jennifer? That's it. Good. You know. Okay, so if you're still in headstand, start to come down. I didn't get a chance to say it because I was assisting a few folks, but when you're doing your headstand on your own, start to notice the breath, right? What you can do is like when you're in your headstand, you inhale anywhere, and then you exhale, just get taller, go up. It's a nice way to work. Yeah, you can undo them and just tie them back on the bottom. If you've come down, you can just, lie flat on your back in any restful position. There you go. Perfect. Is that the first time you've been on the ropes?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, and then once you're good and settled, you've integrated your experience, take your time, but come up and we're going to get a chair. Get a chair to work with. We can put these longer belts over in the canvas bag. Do me a favor and try not to get them mixed up with the shorter belts. You know, do the best you can. That's why I have them separated. Is anyone really good at dyeing things? Dyeing things different colors? Because we need these belts dyed like a different color. And I haven't gotten around to that. Boil them in what?
In tea.
In tea. Oh, interesting. Okay. And what kind of tea? Like black tea? Oh, great. Whatever color. Okay, that's interesting. Boil them in tea. Wow, that's going to take a lot of tea. Big pot. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So now let's get you'll need a chair and of course a wall space, and then you'll have your chair against the wall there. You can have a sticky mat on the chair. You'll need a blanket on the chair there today. And then you'll have a bolster like this and another blanket on top of the bolster. You know, I like to make this one into like a trifold, right? So here's the bolster. I just go 1, 2, 3, so it's thicker. And some of you will need more, some of you will need less. Some of you will also need blocks for the feet at the wall. Now, those of you here, you have the molding, so it should be fine. But others of you, if you know that you need to elevate your feet, make sure to have some blocks for your feet. Yeah. And we're just going to do head-supported Dvipada Vipariti Dandasana. So let me just show real quick what I'm going to do. I think that's good. Okay. Maybe I'll bring this around. Thank you, Annalisa. I think I'll bring this around this way. You guys can see even better. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to sit through this chair. Move my hips towards the back. So I'm hooking my sacrum near the back of the chair. It depends on your proportions. And then you lift and you go back. And then you start to come out and you want your head to rest. Now, what happens is we come way out to get the head down. So if you have to come way out, you need to build the floor higher. Don't force yourself out, because if you're too far out, it starts to compromise your back. So my head is just resting, and then I just bring my arms through and I extend my legs. So that's the pose. And then we'll come up, and some of you will even come here at a certain point. And then I press my elbows down, lead with my chest to come up. So if you've never done this before, maybe have more than one blanket here. Have a couple of blankets. Yeah. Okay, so get this part of the chair comes just below the bra line, just below the bra line at the bottom of the shoulder blades. Yeah. If anyone wants to use the back bender, you can also use the back bender, because this is basically, if you never tried the back bender, I can show you how to work with that. Okay, so get ready. So go in, lift up your hips, move your hips towards the back of the chair. And then now you're too far in, Annalisa, there you go. And then start to come out. So it should feel like the bottom of your armpit is at the front of the chair. The bottom of the armpit, you're too far out of the chair. Adele, too far out of the chair. Yeah. So once you have a good position, lengthen your lower back, and you have the right head support that's good for you. That looks good, Lisbeth. Straighten those legs, yes. So you might have to come up and down all of these poses. So just keep your knees bent until you have the right head support and you have the right situation in your chair. So bring your feet flat to the floor, Move your hips in. There you go. In. There you go. Yeah, because you're about my height, right? And then you go back, lift your chest, and then you go back. There you go. That's it. And then once you have all of that together, that looks good. Does that feel okay? Then you bring your arms through, hold on to the back legs of the chair. Bring your arms inside. Walk your hands as low down as you can. And then the final thing is to extend the legs. That final thing is to extend the legs from the buttocks to the heels. Yes, that's it. If you need to elevate your feet, that looks really good, Geraldine. Does it feel okay? Yeah. Keep walking the hands down. How is that, Adele? Is it okay? Reach your heels to the wall more than your toes. If you reach your toes to the wall, you're going to push yourself outwards. Yeah, so don't push yourself outwards. Come in more, and I'll build the prop higher. Come in more, into the chair more. There we go. That's it. I'm going to build this one level higher for you. Sorry if I'm pulling your hair. Now go down. Is that okay? The head is just lightly resting there. Is that enough? You want more? How is this for your neck? Is it okay? Otherwise, I can give you another option without having to do this with the neck. Well, no, I can give you a different situation. Yeah, come up and do this. I'll show you how to do it. So straighten the legs. So lift up your hips, and you're going to sit on this bolster. Lift up your hips and sit. Sit on the bolster. Move in, and now go back, and now your head's supported.
Oh, okay.
Much different, isn't it?
Okay, yes, yes, yes.
This is the
And
one.
my hands go underneath that again.
No, the hands, for this one, they don't go. They come right here at the joint of the chair. You could still come a little bit more towards your head side. That looks really good, Jen. That's it. So straighten your legs, buttocks to the heels. Inhale into your chest. And as you exhale, just lengthen the front thighs. That's it. Inhale into your chest. And as you exhale, lift the abdomen up. Nice, Janie. That's it. Yeah, you could probably, yeah, you've moved the bolster, you've moved that away from the wall. So get that back bender to the wall. Yeah, that looks good, Gabriel. Does that feel okay? Yeah, get that to the wall there. Yes, for sure, yes. And then straighten your legs. You can bring your feet up on that molding if you prefer.
But then the back benders can be.
No, it isn't. Go ahead. I'm holding it. There you go. Is that okay? And then you might need some head support. Yes. So I'll get you some head support, Kimberly. You can also bring your arms out and rest your arms on that bolster like I showed.
Yeah, that's a different bolster. That works better.
Is that good? How does it feel, Janie? Is it okay? Okay. Get you. No, it's okay. I'll give you this. Yeah, if you ever need to come up, just come up. You can always go back in or just stay down. Yeah, that's it. Good. Very nice. Okay, and then bend your legs, bring your feet flat, bring your elbows into the blanket, lead with your chest, and up you come out of the pose. That's the way. Have some softer, smoother breaths. Sit further back in the chair. Hug your heels around the chair legs. Hug your heels around the back chair legs with your feet flat and turn to the right. Bring your left forearm. How did it feel, Jenny? Was it okay? Okay, good, yeah. Turn, keep your feet flat there, Rajiv. Lift your chest. There you go. Come back to the center and then go for the other side. Hug the chair with your feet, press your thighs out, turn, lift your chin. There you go. Okay, and now release. Okay, so come out of your chair and we're going to do a version of chair shoulder stand. And then of course, some of you, you might just do the regular shoulder stand or you might do legs up the wall. Once you see what I'm gonna do, you'll see if it's gonna be the best choice for you, right? So watch. This one you might have done with Zahi, Annalisa, because we learned this. We both learned this from Mary Dunn. We both learned this from Mary Dunn. So just watch what I do here. I have one blanket I'm going to move this further out so the folks at home can see better. There we go. So I have one blanket at the top of my mat, which for you guys is going to be the opposite of what I'm doing here, right? And then you just open up this top layer. See, I've just opened up that top layer. So that just makes a padding on the floor there. So you just open up the top layer, and it will also show you if your blankets are folded correctly. And then you have 3 or 4 more blankets here. Could someone get me like 2 more blankets? Yeah, I like to use like 4, but everybody's a little bit different. You could use 3 or 4. Depends on how thick, your blankets are. These blankets in general are a little on the thinner side. And I'm just staggering them. Notice how I have a little bit of a stairway, just very slightly tiered blankets. Can you guys see that at home? I hope so. Okay, and then watch what I do. I fold this sticky mat up, like we normally would do, like 3/4 of the way up. And then can someone get me an extra sticky mat from the prop closet? And then I have this here. Look how I have my chair. Thank you. Look how I have my chair. It's slanted. My chair is slanted, and the legs are approximately halfway up. If you're more petite, it's going to be a little bit closer towards the edge where your shoulders go. But it's a slanted chair, so just be aware of that. And those of you at home, if you don't feel safe doing this for any reason at home, then just do the regular shoulder stand with the chair. You all know that, right? And then this comes here. Notice I folded it. Has anyone done that? Have you done this before, Annalisa? Oh, you haven't? Okay, anyone done this before? Okay, so watch what I do. So I just sit here carefully. And this, again, all these things don't be afraid if you don't have the right setup to come out of it and then just go back in. That's always good to do. Because sometimes we just, in all honesty, we get a little lazy, don't we? We get lazy and then we just don't want to come up and we stay in a bad pose, which isn't great. Okay, so watch, I just hold on to the joint of the chair and then I start to go back. And I bring my shoulders right there when they normally go, right at the edge, and I thread my arms through. And the first stage, look how low I can get my arms. Can you guys see that? Can you see the circularization of my armpit chest? Can you see how it gives me the chest that I want so I can learn how to breathe? So this is the first stage. And then this is the second stage, right, to get the legs up. So come to the sides. Can you see how my chest is like a cliff? That's what you want. That's what you actually, this is what Mary Dunn said is, this is how shoulder stand should feel. Does your shoulder stand feel this way? It probably doesn't yet, right? Because you have to get way up on the top of those shoulders. And then of course we'll come here. And then to come down, you just have to, carefully come down. It's a different configuration. But this also feels really nice for your back to have your legs slanted and my back is just spread on those blankets. If you'd like to try this, get ready. Your heads will be going towards the orange wall, right? So you'll be turned around. Your heads are going towards the orange wall. So get ready. Let's try that. Yeah, you're fine. If you already have it set up, that's fine. Yeah, what's that? You can, as long as you've tried. Have you tried that before? They're pretty hard. Yeah. You can do it that way. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I don't mind. Oh no, that's I see what you're doing. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it has to go like this. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, you can use my setup. Yeah, you can use my setup. Any questions for those of you at home? Otherwise, you're doing regular shoulder stand or you're doing Vipariti Karni with your legs up the wall. Yeah. It smushes in, it squishes. Yeah, squishes those blankets. Bring your legs over if you have any doubt. Yeah, that's fine. Those of you doing the regular shoulder stand, see if you can bring your legs over the back of the chair. Bring the bolster more under you there, Rajiv. Bring your legs over. Your hips don't come as far in as they might for regular shoulder stand. And then you come down, slide down, go further out. That's it. Get your shoulders all the way down to the blankets. That's it. There you go. And bring your arms through and hold on to the back legs of the chair. Hold on and then straighten your legs. That looks good, Marie. Have your legs straight over the back of the chair. Yes. Yeah, right, like this. Yes, because it's like the same back bend, isn't it? Does that feel okay? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so it's have your can you get your shoulders down? Shoulders have to come down, and then your legs are just straight over the back of the chair, rolling those legs in. I had my legs a little bit apart, right? Because that helped. And then see if you can walk your hands all the way down to the bottom of the chair legs. Look at that nice lift of your chest, Jennifer. That's wonderful. Can you really feel what we mean by circularize that armpit chest? That's what we mean. Yes. How does it feel, Annalisa? Is it okay? Isn't it nice? And then once you've had your legs on the back, bring your feet onto the back of the chair and lift your legs up. Can you bring that bolster further away from the wall? Lift up your hips, pull it more under you. More, more, more. There you go. And now let your hips come down. Yes. And then move further in if you can. And whenever I'm doing this, I like to have another blanket. Yeah. Not folded correctly. Just grab another one. That's what we do. Yeah. Have another nearby, just in case you need it. If you don't need it, you don't have to have it. That's it. How does it feel, Marie? Is it okay? Yeah, isn't it? It is. It is. I agree. I agree. Yeah. How does it feel, Adele? Relax your face, relax your jaw. Yes, that's it. See if you can pull that bolster a little bit further under you. It's a nice little cave back here, isn't it? This little area. This is where I practice. Yeah, I just like it over here. It's like my own little practice room in the studio. There you go. Good. So just feel your breath. Just notice once you have the pose, you have a good awareness of the pose, the alignment of the pose, everything is good. Then you turn to the breath. How does my breath feel? And then how can I improve the pose, make more space in the pose with my breath so that you could inhale, lift into your chest, and then exhale up through your legs. You could inhale into your chest and then exhale. You want another blanket or no? Okay. I would say one more. And then as you exhale, soften your neck. Make sure there's no hardness in the neck. In your face. Our tension is sneaky, right? It finds a way in. It finds some place to land. Yes. Like whack-a-mole, right? You can just push it and it goes someplace else. So you have to keep checking in. Where did my tension shift to? Yeah, that looks good. Are you sure that's going to be enough padding? Are you okay? You'll try. Oh, let's see. Use this sticky mat just to be on the more conservative side. Try that. Oh, down. Perfect. Bring your arms through. Excellent. Very good. How does that feel? Looks great. Yeah, and notice how you're getting a really good Jalandhara Bandha. Does everyone know what that means? Your chest and your head are connected, so the head becomes quiet. The chest is what we want to lift, because remember, the chest represents that true self. And your head is more, your limited self, your personal ego self. Can you feel that difference? Yeah, this really has to lift. Ah, like that. There you go. That looks good. Now, those of you on the chair, come to Baddha Konasana. Those of you on the wall, you can also come to Baddha Konasana. Maybe, those of you with the slanted chair, don't just assume you can let go. You might be able to relax your arms a little bit, but just don't assume you can let go, because it's a different configuration. Can you get your hands any lower down there? Ah, like that. You feel how that really changes the arms a little bit? Yeah, that's good. Relax the lips, the tongue. So we worked on Padmasana just a little bit today because eventually you sit in Padmasana and you practice pranayama, you know. But some of us will never achieve that in this life, right? Because we just have different bodies. But that's the idea. So you just kind of touch upon it. Even just touching on the idea brings you closer. And then those of you on the chair, start to come down out of the chair. So bring your hands to the front legs, secure the chair. Yeah, you have a higher height to go from. Slide back and bring your hips onto the chair, or your legs onto the chair and your hips onto the blanket. And then really get some exhalations. Those of you with your legs up the wall, slide back and rest your legs on the bolster. You can cross your legs on the bolster. So slide back, Gabriel, have your hips in front of that bolster. Feel your Richaka, feel the exhalation. For me, my exhalations come better after the inversions. If you study the anatomy of inversions, you'll see that the way the diaphragm is situated when you invert the body, the exhalation organically starts to elongate. If you have crossed legs, switch the cross. Okay, and then start to come down. You can just roll to the side, start to come down. And you can take your chair off of your setup there. And you're going to turn the chair towards me. So the back of the chair will face me. So you guys will have it look like this, okay? So the back of the chair is going to face me. You can still keep the sticky mat on the chair, or you can just have a steel chair. I'll leave that to you. If you're a little bit taller, you might need the sticky mat. Okay, and then watch what I do. I'm just going to, so we're going to step through the chair again. This way you'll all be facing me. Right? That looks good. Make sure those of you at home can see. Someone, as always, if you could always help if you can't see. Yeah, Anne-Marie, you're always good at that. If you could just let me know if anything. So, and look how I just do the same thing like we just did for that twist, right? So I'm sitting further back and I'm hugging. And I want to demonstrate, first we learned pranayama lying down, right? But today we're just going to get just the position of sitting. And a chair is a great way to do it, right? Because for many of us to sit with our legs crossed for any length of time, it's hard. Sometimes we use the wall, but today, watch what I do. So I have this position. Notice my ankles are right under the knees. My hips are balanced. Take any support. And my hands are like this on the sides of the chair. I'm not gripping, right? And then watch, I just lift upwards. I roll the shoulders back, get that same chest that many of you had in that shoulder stand. And then I just bring the head, the chest is really what's lifted, and I bring the head down. So this is called Jalandhara Bandha. And I'm just going to ask you, once you're here, to be aware of the breath. So the chest lifts and the head releases. Sometimes you can think of, have you ever changed a pillowcase and held it like that? That's the feeling, okay? So get ready. So step through the chair, hug the chair with the feet. Press your thighs out, be balanced on your buttock bones. And then as you inhale, lift up through the sides of the trunk. As you exhale, bring your outer shoulders back. When do we do this? When do we do this? We do the beginning of every class. In Tadasana, at also the beginning of every class, don't we? Now, as your chest lifts without your abdomen pushing forwards, then just release from your occipital bone down like a hoodie. Like a hoodie goes over, and just let the head come down. But it's not forcing the head down, it's getting the chest so well lifted that the head surrenders. And your hands are relaxed just on the sides of the chair, a little bit below the top. And then just once you have a good position, just notice your breath. That's it. Notice the breath. See if you can keep this shape. Just feel the exhalation, the richaka, feel the inhalation, the paraka. Notice how there's a turning action at the bottom of the exhalation, the top of the inhalation. And just notice which of your breaths feel longer. Is it the exhalation or the inhalation? Notice where you feel your breath. Every once in a while, keep lifting the sides of the trunk, bringing the outer shoulders back. So can you be here without, keep that lift, but not be tense? Circularize the armpit chest, release the head down, and just feel your breath. Maybe the breath starts to even out. So the exhalations and the inhalations become relatively the same length. And then just release your attention on the breath. Keep your head down. Keep your eyes closed as you slowly raise your head away from Jalandhara Bandha. Just feel the effects with your eyes closed. And then gradually open the eyes. Okay. And then come out of your chair. And you can undo your mat. You can have a blanket for your head. And then watch, I'm turning the same way as you guys. So just be aware that you're going to do a mirror image of what I'm doing here. You can have a blanket for your head and your neck as needed. And then your legs, make sure that your chair, all four legs of your chair are on your sticky mat. And then your legs come here. So this is chair supported Shavasana. And then we're going to do some breathing here. Okay, so let's get ready for that. Okay, perfect. Maybe just lie flat for a moment. Yeah, lie flat for a moment. Yeah. Okay, so you should be really comfortable. Make sure the back of the chair comes right into the knee crease. The blanket is under your head and your neck. Always try to have like the neat side, not the fringe side of the blankets at the nape of your neck, because it has a very slight different effect. Again, all of these are like subtleties. That's what I was talking about at the beginning. You would never mention any of this to beginners. They wouldn't even know what you're talking about. I turned that down, don't worry. Yeah. So make sure your lower back feels long, the back of your neck is long. The first thing is to, whenever you're beginning to work with your breath, is you have to come to Shavasana. Shavasana is the gateway to Pranayama. So relax the legs, relax the arms, relax the abdomen, relax the face. Just feel the weight of the head, the weight of your bones. Soften your facial skin, your forehead, in between your eyebrows, under your cheekbones. Relax that lower jaw. And then after your next exhalation, when you feel that abdomen that we've been talking about today, when you feel it empty, have a slightly deeper inhalation into your ribs and your chest, and then have a longer exhalation. Just make your exhalation longer by any amount than your inhalation. See if you can bring your arms to your side. Does that feel okay for the shoulders? Yeah, that's it. And then you can continue that. You always start at the end of the exhalation. And then you can have a slightly deeper inhalation into your ribs and your chest, and then have a longer exhalation. And follow the breath all the way out. And you might notice there's that space at the bottom of the exhalation. Become interested in that space. And just do that a couple more times on your own. Slightly deeper inhalation and then a longer exhalation. Good. And now just come to a normal breath and relax your body even more. Feel the floor under you. Relax yourself into that earth element. Feel the sense of space around you, that space element. And then after your next exhalation, inhale into from your bottom of your pelvis up to your ribs. And hold that breath in. And then inhale from the ribs up to the armpits. And then inhale from the armpits up to the collarbones. And then exhale everything out without losing any of that space that you just created with these interrupted inhalations. And then just have a few normal breaths. So the bottom of the pelvis is just below the navel somewhere. So after your next exhalation, when you feel that empty abdomen, inhale from the lower abdomen all the way up to your lower ribs. Pause. Inhale from your lower ribs up to the bottom of the underarms. And then inhale from the bottom of the underarms up to the collarbones. And then maintain that space as you exhale everything out. And then just have a few normal breaths. And we'll just do that one more time. That's called Viloma breath. 1. At the end of your next exhalation, inhale from the lower abdomen up to the lower ribs. Pause. Inhale from the lower ribs up to the lower underarms. Pause. And then inhale from the lower underarms to the collarbones. Pause. And then maintain that space, that volume as you exhale everything out. And then just breathe normally. And just let go of the breath. Let yourself be still and quiet in Shavasana. Bring your hands onto your abdomen. Deepen your breath. Bring your legs carefully away from the chair. Roll to your right side. And slowly come up and sit any way that feels good. And bring your hands to your heart center. Raise your chest way, way upwards. Bow your head downwards. As you acknowledge yourselves for practicing, please accept my acknowledgement. All of you are definitely getting more sensitive. You're cultivating that discernment. So I acknowledge everybody. Namaste.